Hi, Adrina. It's Adrina here. This is Adrina's Round, episode 11, entitled Say What? This episode will be the final episode of the season one. This episode is about what happened on Sunday, and that was another level. I was working at two different desks, and the first desk I was at the pavilion. Nothing really happened. It was packed. That was one of the unusual things that was happening. It was packed, and I just kind of checked in people all day. I didn't make visitors passes. I just told them to sign in, told them to call the extension, and then I badge them in to go to the intensive care unit. I did that from 2 until about 5:30. I go to the women's center. I relieve a fellow officer, fellow coworker. She goes on her lunch break. I go on mine, and then I sat in the dispatch. I did dispatch for a little bit, and then I was sent to the women's center for the rest of the night because the officer that I relieved for her lunch break, she had something going on. So I sat in the women's center, and I checked in the guests like, "Hi, welcome to St. Joseph. How can I help you? Blah blah blah. Do you have an idea? You coming to see the regular hoopla?" Well, around 8:25, maybe 8:20, around maybe in the 8 o'clock hour, I just put it like that. Around 8:09, I'll say. These two women came over. They said they were coming to see a patient. They told me the four-digit room number, which is the floor in the psychiatric building. I gave them their passes, and then around 8:30, after the visitation ends, I get a call from the ER, and the officer, he says, a fellow coworker, he says, somebody got some urine thrown on them. Who? They did what? Say what? He was like, yeah, they had some urine thrown on them. And he was saying that they was HIV positive and she had chlamydia. I was like, oh no, see, I'm all for peace and love, baby. I love the 60s. I love hippies. I love them to death. But that day, I'd have been an iron fist hippie in that bitch. So I was like, oh, okay, or whatever. And so the officer who had got the urine thrown on her, she had called me and said that, they got to get tested for 6 months. You know how they go. I was like, oh, that sucks, or whatever. And so after I hung up with her, I get another call from the psychiatric lobby saying that we need some more men over here. I looked at the phone. I'm thinking, ain't no man over here. This is all one man. One man. I'm not about to, get this frail, sexy little body in the midst of no kind of confrontation. Understand? Unless the situation calls for it, this woman is not leaving that desk. Plus, I was at a stationary post. That means whatever's going on, if it's a cold green, I ain't gotta go nowhere because that desk is stationary and anything can happen if I leave that desk, even for a second. So I was like, okay, y'all got to make do with what they have because I can't leave my desk. I'm sorry. So after that, I guess I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if there was any retributions, any consequences, or whatever. So that was Sunday, and then on Tuesday, I'm sorry, Monday, I was back in the pavilion again. Now this it was kind of creepy for me because I never had to escort a body from a unit down to a funeral vehicle, funeral home car. Well, excuse me, I was on break and I was asked to go, unlock the loading dock so the vehicle can come in. And as they're bringing the body downstairs, she asked me to make sure that nobody, give them some dignity. So when I went to see the body in the ICU, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, she'd been dead for about 3 hours. I was like, oh my goodness. And then one of the nurses was like, can you help? Girl, I'm looking all around and shit. I'm like, I'm not touching that shit. Mm-mm. I don't give a damn. Y'all can get one of these nurses to do that shit. Like I said, medical personnel, auntie. I wasn't doing it. So they managed to get the body. The person who came to get the body, him and another nurse, they slung her onto the gurney. You know, he zip her up in the body bag, put the little black cover over her, wheel her out the ICU. I'm with the, with the funeral home guy. I get him downstairs and things like that. Well, after that, the housekeeper, when I talked to her a little later on that day, she said that she had walked into that woman's room at 5:15. She said, I thought she was asleep. I said, no, she was dead. She was like, oh my God, don't tell me this shit. I said, yeah, honey, she was dead. She died at 5:06 p.m. and you came in there almost 10 minutes later. I can only imagine what you was going through, baby. You was probably getting them feelings, getting them creep feelings, baby. How you doing? So I was like, she was dead. It was so sad because they were saying that the family didn't want to accept her death. And I understand that death is a horrible tragedy that you have to live through and just, kind of like you have to suck it up and live with it. But that's something we all gonna have to face, honey. That's all we all gonna have to face death one day, no matter how cruel and gruesome it is. We're gonna be at death's door, honey. Whether you ready for it or not. But that was pretty much my day. This is, I know I said I was going to do a Jocelyn Franklin look or whatever, but this is my Kim Pinchak look. She's one of the fellow officers, and I said I was, working on a look that was inspired by her. Although it's not the wavy hair that I said it was going to be, I like this little get up. She got blonde hair, she got all blonde wavy hair, and they got a tougher blonde in there, so honey, work. That's all for the episode. So like and subscribe. I will see you guys next week for season 2. That's it. See you guys next week. Kisses.